Hello, it is me again. So I've got 2 days to go until I officially start my placement. But in true me style, when I am really passionate and interested about something, I get obsessive. And I have been being a little bit obsessive and running away with loads of project ideas for myself. And one of those during my placement is I'd like to create some content for Jo and for Jo's business, JB Occupational Therapy. So I was thinking about, okay, so what can I bring to her business? And also, um, what could the business benefit from? So I looked at her website and I was thinking, okay, what can we do? I thought just a podcast. Keep it simple. Just some audio content. I know she's got blogs, she's got videos, she's got masterclasses, and I'm a big lover, visually impaired person, so not surprising. I'm a big lover of just simple audio content, whether it's radio or podcasts, or something that you can just listen to. There's no strain on the eyes, not looking at a screen. You can whack on your headphones, have it on a speaker. You can listen to podcasts and radio and audio content wherever and whenever. They are so accessible. Um, because I could be listening to a podcast on my commute to work. I could be I often like to listen to a podcast when I'm eating some lunch. So I don't have to I can have a screen break. And you can get so much information from a podcast. And it can be a really passive way of learning, actually. So from a kind of offering self-management, health information, I thought, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a mini series. Now, I worked in radio. I mean, going onwards to over a decade ago, I worked in radio for a bit. So what I've done is I've reacquainted myself with some editing software. I've written some headings for some potential podcasts. Um, I've spoken to my partner who had a job, worked in radio, producing, presenting for over 5 years, and has been involved in the radio community for much, much, much longer. And we were chatting last night, and we were talking about the potential. He might know a potential studio that I could use. So fingers crossed for that. That would be fantastic to give it a really like slick professional feel. We can get in there, we can record a couple of episodes, I can present and edit and whatnot, and then we can really focus on the content. And one of the episodes that or perhaps two, that I would like the topic to be is sex as occupation, and specifically focusing on um, sex and disabilities. So this can range from tips and tricks and myths, but also thinking about actually very practical things like different toys, different pieces of equipment, different lubes that can be tried. And I was just doing some research on the good old internet, and there is so much out there. This is the great news. I was planning a 30-minute podcast and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just do, a little bit of a product review here and, some tips over there. I'm not going to even be able to scratch the surface, which is fantastic. That is wonderful. I'm so overjoyed that there are so many possibilities for whatever condition you're experiencing, and because we're all different as well, and our bodies are all different, and we want different things, and whether we're doing expressing ourselves sexually, just ourselves, solo stuff, whether it's within a relationship or within a group, or not at all. We're all different. We all have different bodies and preferences, and it takes a while actually sometimes to figure it out what we like, what we don't like. Um, and then you add on some chronic conditions, some disabilities, things can get more complicated, but it doesn't mean that sex is completely off the table. And as an occupational therapist, I really want to be able to embed this into my practice as, just as important as being able to get up and go to the toilet. Something as so meaningful, meaningful and important as that. It's like, this is a part of us and how we express ourselves if we choose. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've already got one of my occupational therapy colleagues and fellow apprentices, second year, Matt. Hi, Matt. If I ever release this anywhere, um, yeah, who is also very, very passionate about this area of occupational therapy. Bring it on. Let's see what happens. 2 days to go until I start, and I am I'm ready and I'm looking forward to it. That's all from me.